lost away. I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in.
Jim Carrey getting dumber and dumber? Well, the comedian's gone off the rails on the issue of guns in America, and this time Carrey's going after gun owners in a music parody called Cold Dead Hand that mocks them and late NRA President Charlton Heston.
Only the devil's true devotees could profiteer from pain and fear. Charlton Heston movies are no longer in demand, and his immortal soul may lay forever in the sand. The angels wouldn't take him up to heaven like he planned, 'cause they couldn't pry that gun from his cold dead hand.
Bizarre. All right, well, Carrey also tweeted, Cold Dead Hand is about you heartless mother, and then curse word, unwilling to bend for the safety of our kids. Sorry if you're offended by the word safety. Greg, you're barely able to contain yourself.
He is probably the most pathetic tool on the face of the earth, and I hope his career is dead, and I hope he ends up sleeping in a car the way his life began. This video only made me want to go out and buy a gun. He thinks this is biting satire, going after rural America and a dead man. Let's talk about Charlton Heston. Charlton Heston was one of the first actors to be behind the civil rights movement in March. What did this jackass Jim Carrey do? He was behind the anti-vaccine panic. There's 60,000 people that died from measles last year, according to the World Health Organization. Jim Carrey has killed more people than all the rifles combined. He's a dirty, stinking coward. He's a moral coward. He did a video he did a video attacking rural America. He wouldn't do a video about gangs, which kills way more people with handguns. He wouldn't do that because he's too worried about his career. He's such a pathetic, sad little freak. He's a gibbering mess. He's a modern bigot. He's a modern bigot.
Can you tell us how you really feel about him?
He's a bottomless pit of insecurity, and the desire for acceptance is why he's doing this, because he knows in his heart that he's a fraud.
And not nice to talk about Charlton Heston.
The Charlton Heston thing is the thing. Here was a great man who is dead and cannot defend himself, and this little dirtbag, this little nobody.
It's also what he said about Charlton Heston.
Yes.
Okay. I know we probably can't say it, but basically he's questioning the size of his manhood. That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
That is like the cheapest of all jokes. And I love your point that he wouldn't have made a video about gang violence in Chicago.
Hell no.
Where's that parody?
Yeah.
And you're not going to see Clint Eastwood come out and do that parody because he's got class, dignity, and grace. Remember when President Obama said, well, in that secret recording, that they're clinging to their gods and their guns and guns. Yeah. And then they apologized for it, and they've moved on, everyone moved on. But you know what? It is what they really think.
Yeah.
And not only did he make fun of Charlton Heston and rural America, he did a terrible hash of making fun of country music.
Mm-hmm. He's as edgy as a Frisbee.
He really doesn't. I haven't seen a movie with this guy in how long?
Mask.
That's the point.
And Pet Detective or something.
Well, fun with Dick and Jane.
You remember in Pet Detective he talked out his butt?
Yeah.
Well, that's what he's sang out of his butt right there. Look, here's clearly he's looking to be relevant. It's to try and somehow stay relevant, and that's what a lot of liberals who are also celebrities try and do. Keystone Pipeline people, it's just over and over and over. Use the outrage factor to try and get shows to talk about what they said. I mean, clearly, Greg, the most important point is that he put it in a rural setting. He's saying, look, you people in the middle of the country,
white rednecks,
hold on, you bitter clingers to your Bibles and your guns, and like there's something wrong with that. I put on my Twitter thing up top where describe yourself.
Yeah.
Bitter clinger. Thank you, no problem.
That is in your bio description.
Jim Carrey, I'm still. You know what? You're going to make more people buy guns. That's what they're going to do.
That's what Greg. Yeah, Greg said he
I'm fairly strong on my feelings about guns, but I really don't like the idea of a foreigner coming in here and trying to get into the middle of this debate. He's from Canada, right? I mean, they're our friends, and we like the Canadians. And,
don't say anything about that.
But I think it's probably a wise idea if you're not from a particular country to get into that country and begin to get in the middle of their politics. I mean, we don't need that sort of thing.
I don't understand the attack. So if his point is that he wants to reduce gun violence, okay. But why go after rural America? I guess his point is maybe about background checks. But this is a guy that if he really wanted to turn his guns on somebody, would look at his own backyard in Hollywood. All of those video games, all of those movies, they're not being made in rural America. And what's being emulated out there by nuts like the murderer in Newtown, Connecticut, it's that type of movie, behavior, video games that could possibly be a link. It's not rural America.
Yeah. If Jim Carrey shows up at, I don't know, a movie premiere or something, and his security's there, do you think they're...
Of course.
Especially now.
And you know that he has a gated community and a fence that rivals any troubled embassy in a country. You can't get into his place. I've tried. You know, I approached him on Twitter because the reason why I approached him on Twitter is because he dropped this video on Twitter. He was looking for a response, and so I would engage him. But he ran away. He insulted a bunch of people, and then he ran like a little baby. He's such a little sad freak.
A lot of emotion on this show.
I'd say that's pretty clear.
Okay.